Hey folks, Bob Sellers here, your host and resident singing fisherman and wannabe chef. Gonna be back in the kitchen today cooking one of my favorite dishes. This is a Cajun staple, red beans and rice. I'm not Cajun, not a little coon, whatever another. Y'all know the word. I don't think that's a bad word, by the way. I think that's just a term, an affectionate term for Cajun peoples. But anyway, I'm going to be showing you how I do my red beans and rice. I don't use andouille sausage. Around here, anything that I cook that calls for sausage, I use Conecah sausage. It is made down in Conecah County, Alabama, and is known near and far as one of the best sausages made. Got a nice little kick to it, kind of like andouille. So it's going to provide a little punch along with some Cajun seasoning and other stuff. We're going to put in these rice and beans. Hey, please go ahead right now and like this video. Also subscribe to my channel here. I bring you fishing, hunting, camping, outdoors, cooking, frolicking, you name it, singing, shooting. We do a little bit of everything here, mostly fishing, but if you enjoy all that other stuff, browse around in my videos and my playlist. I believe you'll find something here that you'll like and it'll be entertaining to you, maybe just learn a little something as well. And I'd love for you to be a part of my Hook, Line, and Singing family. It's a ball game, Saturday roll tide, big matchup today. Alabama versus Georgia coming on later tonight. These are gonna have to cook for a few hours, so I need to go on and get started right now. Hey, into the kitchen, let's go making some red beans and rice. All right, red beans and rice, Cajun Louisiana style. For me, it starts with Camellia brand red kidney beans. These come in a 1-pound bag. You can find those in most grocery stores. By the way, Camellia is the Alabama state flour. I've got a pound of those that has been soaking overnight right there. They plump up, they grow, they get a little bit softer, easier to digest, a little less gassy when you soak them overnight. So highly recommended that you do that. Don't have andouille, but we have Conecah sausage. And this is what Cajuns refer to as the Holy Trinity. Not to be sacrilegious, I don't know if it's the Holy Trinity, but it is a trinity of own-yone, bell pepper, and chopped celery. I've got about an onion and a half here. I've got one large bell pepper, and I've got about probably 3 or 4 big stalks of celery cut up right there. I love some celery. Got some fresh parsley I've yet to chop up, and have some green onions. Those are going to be used to put on it afterwards. Seasoning wise, we're going with the Tony Chachere's original Creole seasoning. Makes everything taste great, they say. I have to agree. We buy it in the big box. This comes from the Piggly Wiggly. I don't know who makes this stuff. Let's see. Packed by Chicago Housewares in Bedford Park, Illinois. This is on the discount aisle at my local grocery store. They have all kind of stuff by this company here called Spice It. This is some of our favorite seasoning. It's called Soul Seasoning. It's mostly salt. It's got garlic powder, paprika, red pepper, garlic, onions, other spices and herbs, and even a dash of sugar in it. Good stuff right there on anything. Replace your salt with Soul Seasoning and you can't go wrong. Let's go into our pot. I think this is a 5 or 6 quart stock pot here with our sausage, Conecah brand smoked sausage. This first thing we're going to do is get this cooked up good, and then those drippings that are going to stick to the bottom of this and be oh so good. Escapee. They're going to set off the flavor and be the real catalyst to get that great sausage flavor and ham flavor started in these red beans right here. Almost forgot, we're going to have 2 or 3 bay leaves as well, and also I'm going to use some garlic there. I don't hardly cook anything like this without garlic. And there is my fresh chopped parsley that we're going to put in here for seasoning. So our seasonings, again, going to be fresh chopped parsley, garlic, bay leaves, soul seasoning, or salt, garlic powder, anything like that. However you want to season it, can't go wrong. And some good Cajun Creole seasoning. I'm using Tony Chachere's. I'm going to put just a little drizzle of olive oil in there. Get this sausage cook going. Smell it already. Conecah is some good stuff, y'all. This is 1 pound, by the way, of smoked spicy sausage is what I would call it in a recipe. Right here, I'm going to do something that you true Cajuns watching are going to say, no, 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 not for red beans and rice. You're not making gumbo, or you're not making etouffee, but I'm going to sprinkle a little flour in this pan. We got these drippings right here, and I'm just going to make myself a little bitty tiny roux, R-O-U-X, roux. And what that's going to do is just help to thicken these beans up a little bit. There's another method that we're going to use in a little bit, but to just get us started, I'm going to go ahead and do that right there. And then that, oh my goodness, the smell, y'all. Turn this down some. I'm going to add in our veggies at this point. Own-yone. Looks like a lot. Bell pepper. Looks like a lot. Celery. Looks like a lot. Y'all know what's going to happen. It's going to cook down. It's going to cook down. Put in a little parsley. Give it a nice little flavor. Nice little color. Well, I'm going to hold off on the bay leaves. Let's set those aside. Go ahead with a little garlic right here. About that much. Give this a good stir. Gonna cook that down now. Alrighty, let's give this a look. See how all that's cooking down? That's what you want. All right, we're getting ready to go ahead and add our beans and do a little seasoning. All right, so we're gonna rinse our beans off. These have been soaking overnight. You can use a colander or you can do it hard-headed way like me. Just use your hand. Gonna give these one more rinsing. I'm gonna cover them with water again, and we're gonna add that to the pot. Find me a rag here. About like that. It's going to be a nice pot of beans. Go ahead and give it a good stir, going all the way down to the bottom. Scrape off those juices that might be a little bit stuck to the bottom of your pan or your pot. I'm going to turn my heat up just a little bit. And now we're going to add our seasonings. Going to go ahead and drop our 3 bay leaves in here. If they were bigger, I would just use 2. Going to go ahead, I'm going to take the lid off of this stuff. It's a big pot, y'all. Add some soul seasoning, just like that. Add some Tony Chachere's Creole seasoning, just like that. I don't think I mentioned this earlier, but a little hot sauce never hurt anything. Fresh ground black pepper. Not necessarily spicy, but just highly seasoned is a hallmark of Cajun cooking. So don't be afraid to put the seasoning to it. Give it a good stir. You're gonna bring it to a boil now. If you want to, go ahead and get a little sample of your liquid. Give it a quick taste. See what's going on, see what's happening here. I'd say things are coming along pretty good. All right, I'm gonna put my lid back on. We're gonna let this do some cooking. Our goal now is for these beans to get cooked, get really good and soft. All those flavors to marry, and it's gonna be good. Well, it's been a few minutes, long enough to get this boiling good. Starting to look like red beans, y'all. Sure smells like red beans. Turn my heat down a little bit now that it's boiling good. Leave that lid on, that'll keep it nice and hot too. Just let it do its thing. I'll probably come check it in about another 20 minutes. I wanted to show y'all some of my wife's fall decorations. That's kind of spooky looking there. We've had that thing for years. Here's our little fall trees. The lights on the piano. She's always been a good decorator. I think she's the best at everything. Wow, who are those youngins? Isn't that neat? She's just got little stuff everywhere. I love it. I love the fall. This is my great grandmother's, I know that's still dark, Victrola from, let's see here. This is a note my mom put in it. I'm gonna read it for you. This Victrola belonged to your great-grandfather and great-grandmother Tom and Marianne Sellers. They purchased it in 1931 from Sears and Roebuck with money made from selling eggs. Passed it down to your dad because he loved it so much as a boy. He is passing it on to you as he knows you'll cherish it and someday pass it on to one of your children. That's right. That's right. It still works too, by the way. I won't take this off and show it to you, but pretty cool. You just wind it up right there and play the records. 1931. Our beans are starting to soften up a little bit. I'm going to have to add some more water to this pot soon. But before I do that, let me show you what I want to do here. You see that? You see that? Not really thick. So One thing that's going to help this thicken up, take some beans and you squish them. Squish them against the sides with your spoon, and that's going to make these thicken up. You probably want to squish a good squish. Is that the word? I don't know if that's a word or not, but that's my word. Squish them, squish them, squash them, whatever. But what I do is just do a little of this along, and it's going to help our beans here to thicken up. When everything is said and done, it's going to have a nice, almost like a gravy to it. Go ahead and add a little more water. Well, these have been doing their thing, simmering, I'd say. A little boiling every now and then with the lid on. Of course, it gets a lot harder with the lid on. We're probably close to 3 hours. They're nice and thick. You see all those vegetables have cooked away. That's going to give that so much flavor. And that sausage and the seasoning we did. This is ready. I'm just mashing up a few more beans as I see them to even give it more gravy. But we're going to fix us a bowl and put us some white rice in there. We've got rice and beans. Let me show y'all how it looks plated up or bowled up. That's right. It's like red beans and rice. I think Mama can. And green onion. Now, you're ready. There's no doubt about it. There's no doubt I feel. That's it. Out of Louisiana. By way of Alabama. Red beans and rice. Y'all give it a try.